Some of the fittest female athletes in the country. They train a couple of times every day and they are supreme athletes. And at this stage, it is the Coolangatta Gold champion and Ironwoman champion, Brodie Moyer, who is out in front and doing a great job.
Well, her pre-race form indicated that she was going to be right there. Courtney Hancock on the right of screen. Well,
yes, I don't know about a couple of those shots. Nicole's getting a bit hot and flustered in the commentary box, but we are set now for a start in the Ironwoman race for the Telstra Ironwoman series. And that lady, Brodie Moyer, is in front. 5 points behind her, putting her cap on there, is Candice Falzon. And to the right is Rebecca Creedy. But Brodie Moyer coming in great form from the Coolangatta Gold. It looks like the girl to beat. She looks in magnificent condition. She looks like she's lost 4 or 5 kilos, Trevor. She's in sensational condition. To win the Coolangatta Gold, you've got to be pretty lean and slender, and she's certainly done that. But we always have known that she's very powerful, so she adapts perfectly to this middle distance racing. Set for a start in the final race, the Ironwoman race. The order will be board, swim and ski as the girls get ready. Far left of screen, there is Bonnie Hancock. Hayley Bate up with the short blonde hair, second left of screen. The girls poised for a start. And away they go in the final Ironwoman race. It is board, swim, then ski with a testing little run down the beach and then a nasty shore break to get through. Yeah, let's watch the jump on here. They've got to leap over this wave, get straight on the board or they'll fall. They've all done it perfectly well and the water does then travel out.
They're quite lucky there. There's a big bit of water that ran up that travelator hill there and has given those leaders a little opportunity to jump on a backwash. And of all people, it's Candice Falzon out in front. Yeah,
she looks like she's a cat on a hot tin roof. She's just out there really determined to try and lead from start to finish. We'll see how it plays out, but certainly she's out there already on her belly. So not just Candice out there, but also Brodie Moyer out there getting off to a great start. That's Alira Richardson that you see. Moyer is leading, and beside her is that Hancock?
Rebecca Creedy as well beside her. She made a bold start there, Rebecca Creedy. She did extremely well. It's Bonnie Hancock over there on the left on the green board. What a fascinating way this race has unfolded. Firstly up, we had Rebecca Creedy, had a shocking first round on the board right at the back. Now had 2 great results and put herself in great position for the Ironwoman.
But you know what I reckon that was? She said in this morning warm-up, oh, I feel terrible. Don't put any money on me, I feel terrible. But she's now worked herself in. She had that mindset in the first race, I feel terrible. Now she knows that she's okay.
And she's blown the cobwebs out, hasn't she? Now, if she does well in this first board leg, we know she's the best swimmer in the field, and also her favourite leg is now the ski leg. Then you see Candice, who did sensationally in the first 2 rounds, then had a pretty crook ski, which is unusual for her as well, and Brodie's just been consistent the whole way through.
A big one, guys, there out the back, if you didn't notice, was Naomi Flood. She seems to be at the back. I think she must have been hit by some big waves as she went through that shore break, so she's in that group that had the opportunity to battle for it there. She is there in second last place. Devon Halligan bringing up the rear on the green board, so Floody must have been checked on the way out.
How do these girls approach it, Trev, that are 5 places behind Rebecca Creedy? Obviously, they have to 5 places in front of Brodie Moyer. Obviously, they have to go hard and keep that distance and try and break Moyer early. Yeah, there's lots of individual stories as you look through because they're thinking about point score for the whole season. Certainly, Devon's at the back trying to finish the race so she gets points. But these girls, there's, you know, as you say, 5 places, but there's 3 opportunities to get it right or wrong when you've got board, swim, ski. So all of a sudden, if someone messes up in the ski and has to swim in or doesn't get a swim wave, 5 or 6 places are very easy to get picked up or dropped off.
As we head now to the first can, that's Bonnie Hancock taking the turn there. I just got some stats on Geordie Mercer running down to the line to pick up her board to lead into the first leg. She had 26.6 kilometres an hour on the Telstra tracker, so quite exciting to see how fast she could run. What
about Clado on debut in commentary, just sort of throwing some real sharp numbers at us as well? He's really come with the A-game, hasn't he?
We've got some work to do. Nice work, Clado.
So, interestingly, Clado talked about the travelator, which Naomi Flood mentioned after the ski there. It's absolutely terrible section of sand. It's that grainy West Australian sand. It's kind of moist and wet. When you jump on it to run up, each time you take a step, you actually travel backwards. Your foot slips in it, hence the name, the travelator. Imagine what that's going to feel like 3 times in this race.
And you're already stinging from the work that you've done, and your legs have been in a set position, and suddenly you're up there running, and you'd just be crying.
That's right. That's in the individual legs. Imagine how they're feeling now. So they've done 3 full-on races to start. We see these 5-minute races. We go, oh, yeah, the girls have just done 5 minutes. That's 5 minutes at 180 heart rate plus. Lactic acid build up, everything
really hurting. Now all of a sudden they've got to do this long race.
So the difference of techniques there, we see Brodie Moyer up on the knees, we see Bonnie Hancock down on her belly. Clado, what's the right, what's the wrong?
Well, right now you're coming back into the wave section. The biggest thing is you need power, and to get power you need to be on your knees. So as you can see, all the girls getting up, the rating goes up. Brodie Moyer there, perfect example of what to do when you're on top of a runner, still working to try and chase it down. Bonnie Hancock on the inside, and Amy Nervin, Rebecca Creedy coming on the inside. This being the first leg of the Ironwoman, they'd be stoked to get away and get a wave, so everyone trying to put that little extra bit of effort trying to get over a wave.
Brodie Moyer continues to be right up there next to Bonnie Hancock, who has done 4 years of nutrition. She's done a full season of training this time for the first time with no injury as the girls go and lead on. Bonnie Hancock on the green managed to stay on. Left of screen, though, is the lady in the lead, Brodie Moyer, in the black and white ski. But there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 girls on this leading wave, including her sister, Courtney Hancock. So this is a great little run up the beach as Harriet Brown, the Victorian girl, gets a bit pushy and shovey in there.
And one person not on that wave, Candice Felsen.
Alira Richardson leading it up the travel ladder as she runs through, straight behind her on her feet. Brodie Moyer, look at this, she's very, very hungry for a win, I think, today.
Richardson leads Brodie Moyer, Amy Nerthen, Bonnie Hancock in 4th, Creedy in 5th, Harriet Brown 6th, Courtney Hancock in 7th, and young Alyssa Bull doing well on her series debut in 8th position. But Candice Falzon looks like she's moved off the back, and we can see Naomi Flood as well, the other lady in contention, has also had a tough run on the board, which plays into the hands of Brodie Moyer.
Well, she did say that it may take her some time to get her sea legs back, Naomi Flood, after doing the Olympic Games this year, but she's certainly playing it down. But it's a reality right now that she'll be better in round 2.
And that's one full run leg behind you. So as she's running up, they're hitting the water, so it's a fair gap. Of course, she can make up a little bit in the ski, but a long way back now in the point score.
So Brodie Moyer came in the accumulator. She was 5 points in front of her nearest competitors. She is in 2nd position at Brodie Moyer, and those nearest competitors back in 9th was Candice Falzon. And Naomi Flood was back in 16th. So at this stage, a long way to go. Moyer has got the positions going absolutely perfectly for her.
So for this.
And look at this, is the broken wave. Difficult spot for anyone to pick up. But Rebecca Creedy has picked it up. That's a sensational job. Probably in the hardest spot to get it to. Such good slipstreaming down the face. Oh,
gee,
that's fantastic.
There's that little. So we talk about that travel ladder where the water runs, where the sand runs down, it gets very deep. It also means the waves surge up and dump on there. Really, really difficult to land on there in the skier board, and as you see just then, the swim as well.
Creedy has got a nice lead on the field. Courtney Hancock coming in now. Brodie Moyer had a good lap, a good gap on the field, but as we saw in the warm-up, Trev, as Creedy goes around very nicely, the girls are having all sorts of problems in the ski.
Look how hard they're working to get up that hill. This is the travel ladder. There's the feet slipping backwards. Look, that's hard work. I've got to tell you, when you get to that point in time, your heart rate's through the roof. That's very, very difficult. As you said, Howie, Rebecca in sensational form on all the legs. There's Brodie Moyer come out now. This is her favourite leg right here. She's really set up well.
Phil Clayton, the ski leg, he had to go at this yesterday, came off a few times. This is tricky stuff.
Oh yeah, it certainly is. Again, the biggest part of this is that beach, as Trevor said before, with that water coming up the beach and then all of a sudden going back out. With Rebecca out in front, she can jump on, hopefully get a backwash and run it out nice and quick.
I had a little go in the Indian Ocean Classic yesterday with Leachy and Clado, and I actually was the worst leg of all of us, by the way. But Clado handed over to me in the lead, and when I jumped on the ski and took off, there's actually backwashes that run out to sea. But when the wave hits you, you're travelling so fast, because your nose is down, it buries you into the wave. I nearly got thrown off the back of the ski. So it's super, super challenging out there. Don't see those waves and think, oh, they're small, easy. I tell you what, that's very difficult conditions.
And there she is. She's such a beautiful, powerful stroker. Brodie Moyer in 4th position.
And Brodie needs to hold that position. Remember, Rebecca out in front was sitting in about 4th place on the point score, around about 7 points back. So Brodie would need to be inside that top 8 if Rebecca does win this one. But look at all those girls coming behind. So the main thing for her is to sit in that position and then hold the wave on the way in. Naomi Flood, Clado?
Yeah, she's had a big move. She had a pretty bad start to a board leg, and she's now in 5th spot, so very big move for the swim. Maybe she was lucky enough to catch herself a wave.
So out in front, Rebecca Creedy continues to do the job. We can see Geordie Mercer there in the multicoloured ski. She's had a tough day. As the girls moving around, Courtney Hancock as well, looks like she's moved into 2nd position. So she is also in the mix in the Telstra Ironwoman series. We've been going 12 minutes, 46 seconds so far. 2 years ago in the Aussie, she was leading and she came off her ski, and she's done a lot of work on the ski since then, and hopefully she can get through and complete a nice race today.
Certainly looking the goods at the moment. Look at that tight little turn there as they come around. Now, remembering there's a lot of things going on in the back of this field. These girls are now, some of them aren't thinking about first or second place today. They're thinking about points for the series because it all counts. It gets pretty close. You don't get to drop a race. That was Candice Felsen there on the yellow ski that got a little bit pushed out wide, sitting in about 7th or 8th spot. So certainly not the finish that she wanted today, but still I would think she'd be in the top 5 or so in points.
You would imagine so. She's doing very well, as is Rebecca Creedy out in front. That looks like Courtney Hancock beside her in second position. Then in the green ski, the lady that is in front overall in the accumulator, Brodie Moyer, the Coolangatta Gold champion. In fact, that's Bonnie Hancock. Brodie Moyer is a couple of spots back, still nicely positioned.
Now let's put this in perspective for this girls. It's first round. Here comes Rebecca Creedy coming in. Brodie Moyer obviously sitting back a few spots in the box seat for the points score on the day. But this is their whole season. They've trained for it all winter. They've worked super, super hard. Got up 5 o'clock in the morning for swimming training 5 mornings a week. Every afternoon when everyone else comes home from work, they're out there doing an hour and a half on the border ski. Up to 13 or 14 sessions a week, these girls absolutely put themselves through the ringer. So they're out there. We see a few races, but this is their whole life here. 6 rounds this year to get it right. First round up, this puts him in the box seat. Beautiful job, Rebecca Creedy. He's going to get a wave to the beach and put herself in a great position for a good finish.
She just needs to hold on down here, Phil. What's the key is you come into this little shore break area.
It's quite funny. It starts off nice and soft, as you can see, coming down through the whitewash. Now, this is going to link up with this next little section. When she gets to the beach, the best part is to try and run it as far, the nose as far up the sand as you can. Instead, she's throwing the leg over. She's got plenty of time, taking her time, hopping off to the side and jogging up to the line for the win.
Gee, it's a great start. She started off on the board. She came last in that. She's fought back beautifully. She's such a fit, such a strong-looking athlete. As Courtney Hancock makes her move as well, we need to keep an eye out for Brodie Moyer, the overall leader coming in. Bonnie Hancock there in the green. Courtney holding on as she comes down towards the beach.
Brodie Moyer is just out of screen there to the left.
Oh, Hancock comes off as across the line is Rebecca Creedy. She is first across the line in the Ironwoman. The race will be on now, whether Hancock and Moyer can cut those positions. And Courtney Hancock did well there. She came off the ski, as have a couple of other competitors.
Moyer swimming.
That's Floody swimming.
That's Floody swimming. Oh, she's come right through. And that's Bonnie on the other side swimming as well. So, goodness, the girls have lost it. That's the one thing we talked about. If you swim in when you should be on the ski, you get paddled past by somebody else. Brodie Moyer does not want to come in 9th or 10th if she loses her ski. Where is Brodie Moyer? That's the big question.
Well done to Courtney Hancock. Naomi Flood's made a move. I reckon that was Brodie Moyer just moving up the beach now. So the sprint is on, and there is Brodie Moyer. Gee, she looks absolutely sensational. She has done enough. She's fit. She's fantastic. She'll be the winner of the accumulator Telstra Ironwoman Series in Perth. Well done to Naomi Flood. Bonnie Hancock as well.
And
the
Amy
girls
Nerthen
coming
just
across
snuck
the line
through there as well. The young Amy Nerthen, fantastic job for her. Improved a lot over the last couple of years. One to look out for.
As you said, Trev, it's so important these final positions at 4 points as it goes on, but it is Brodie Moyer who is first across the line. She is the winner of round 1 from Scarborough Beach in Perth. Race for the full Ironwoman race, and well done to Rebecca Creedy, Courtney Hancock in second, Brodie Moyer in third position. Amy Nerthen, as you called, Trev, did well in fourth. Maddie Dunn in her debut season has done extremely well in ninth. Candice Falzon dropped back a bit in 12th.
Yeah, she did drop right back there, and she was really set up after the first couple of rounds. And the one we look at on the last page there, Devon Halligan, we thought was going to be great this year, off to a pretty poor start in the point score.
Down on the beach with the winners is Nicole Livingston.
Today's round is this lady here with us, Brodie Moyer. You came in fantastically fit, healthy, ready to go after winning a world championship, and you just look brilliant.
Yeah, thank you for that. Today I just thought was to be consistent, and even though I have had a couple of good wins, I've just got no pressure on myself, and today I just wanted to race really consistent, race well, and if I race well, no matter what result I got, I was stoked with. So for a win, my first win, pretty good.
Perfect way to start the series as well. Gives you a lot of confidence.
Yeah, definitely. Always for round 1, I always really want to get a good result because it kind of sets the series up for you. You're not really going into round 2 playing catch-up. But I couldn't have asked for a better result to go into the next round as number 1. So, heads up for now.
Nice work, good work.
Thank you, darling.
Well done to the wonderful Nicole Livingston and the fantastic Brodie Moyer. The accumulator result, there she is, 12 points. The lowest score is the winner, a comprehensive win over Courtney Hancock. And in third position back in the series, the Olympian, Naomi Flood. Rebecca Creedy, who finished last in the first board league, came on very strongly. And it is great to see the Honourable Lisa Harvey, the member for Scarborough, down there at the presentation area.
And what about Naomi Flood? It was a countback with Courtney Hancock for second and third. I mean, she's really come back into the sport and done well.
Fantastically well, and what a great setup for the rest of the